Welcome to the first episode of the
Kimbap Girls.
I'm Jane.
I'm Hanna.
I'm Jiwon.
And we are literally starting a podcast.
Yeah.
The Kimbap Girls. Wait, I'm nervous.
It's okay.
So we decided to start this podcast after having so many coffee dates together.
Yes.
And we decided, why don't we start recording this? Because I know my younger self would have wanted to have friends like this or have conversations like this. So we are the Kimbap Girls, and how did we come up with this name? Honestly, we were thinking of something girls, like something that will just flow.
Yeah.
We're Korean, we love our kimbap, and so I said, what about Kimbap Girls?
Yeah.
And it all just...
Kind of like fell into place.
Yeah. All right, let's start off with some brief introductions of ourselves. We're going to start off, of course, with our 언니, our Maya Kimbap. Yeah.
Because once you get hooked, you can't stop.
Oh, okay. That's it.
Love that.
Blah, blah.
So right now, I am currently a Peksu. I'm unemployed.
Yes.
I'm loving it. I'm having
Fun employed.
Unemployed.
Yeah.
I used to teach English, so I taught it for about like 7 years, and then I recently quit. And I was born in Korea, but then raised mostly in the US. And I came back to Korea about 7.5 years ago. So yeah, and I am the only one in the 30s club. I am 30, almost 31.
Don't worry, I'm almost there.
Yeah, so that's me.
Our Maya Kimbap,
Our Maya
everyone.
Kimbap.
All right, our Samgak Kimbap.
Yes, I'm the Sangak Kimbap. I mean, mainly because of my hair, I have a bob, so it's like a triangle. My name is Hanna, and I was born and raised in Korea, but I lived in America for a long time. And then I came back to Korea to work in 2020 when COVID happened. So I've been in Korea ever since then, and I'm just a corporate girly. Yeah, I go to the office every day. Yeah, I just the corporate stuff. It's not that interesting. And I'm 28.
Still young.
28.
I am your guys' Goma Kimbap. Because
baby.
I'm the maknae.
Yes.
I'm 23 and I'm Jane. I was also a teacher like Jiwon 언니. I taught kids from elementary to junior high for about 2.5 years, and then I recently quit to start freelancing, and I love it. So yeah, I feel like navigating our 20s, 30s like together has just been very fulfilling. So welcome to our podcast. All right, we'll obviously dive more into this as we share more episodes, but we wanted to just dive straight into our first topic, which is obviously about boys.
The juiciest topic.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're going straight into the juicy topic. We hate them, but we love them.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our relationship status and just give like a quick summary of what our dating life has been looking like.
Yeah.
So currently I am single. It's been almost 2 years, and I don't have like an extravagant dating past. I think I've been in like 3, I would say, serious relationships. The first one is kind of like not too serious because it was in high school, but I would still consider that like my 첫사랑. So 3 relationships, and I've been trying to go on more dates recently, and I have tried out apps, so I'll share more about that in like later episodes, but that's like my current dating situation.
What about you?
Okay,
Hannah?
I'm single, ready to mingle. Yeah, so my dating life. What?
Okay, we're laughing because Hannah always has the best dating story.
Okay, well, I think, there's a lot going on in my life, and it always just happens like out of nowhere. But I think for me, I just know like when to start a relationship and when to end it. So it kind of just like everything kind of just like passes by quickly almost. But I still believe there's someone out there for me that As of now, I'm not talking to anyone, and I do get sogetings here and there.
She gets a lot of them.
No, it's
like
some sogetings. Yeah, but you know, not really much of like progress as of now. Yeah, so single.
I am currently dating,
Ooh.
but it's honestly very much new as well. And honestly, onnies have been a part of that throughout it all. I only had one serious relationship prior to this one.
Yeah.
And I was also single like for 2 years, like you and me. And 2 years, it sounds short, but it's a really long time.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of like you forget how dating works again, and you've become so independent that you forget how this like dating thing works. Yeah. So I'm very much fresh into learning like how to be like in a relationship again. That sounds so weird. Like I'm happy, but also learning how to like, you know, experience life together with someone. Yeah. We should talk about how dating has been different in the States compared to Korea, because would you say that it's quite different here?
Yeah.
There is a difference for sure.
I think the difference that I notice is guys like to make it official by the third date.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Very
Okay,
fast.
there's a good side and a bad side to it. The bad side is, let me start off with the bad side, because you don't really know this person by third date. Like you have a gist of like how it's gonna go, but you don't really know if you want to be in a relationship. So it's like, okay, let's start, but it's like starting at a very awkward stage.
In America, I've had so many situations where how do you explain it? Like when people ask me what we are, I would just say, oh, we just have a thing. That happens a lot in America because of the talking stage that drags on for so long.
Yeah.
Versus Korea, it's like, I like you. If you like me, let's just make it official and then we'll get to know each other. In a way, I kind of understand the culture
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
because it's kind of more like you date really early on, but let's say it doesn't work out, then you also break up really fast.
Yeah.
Versus in America, it's like you dragged it on for so long just to break up.
Exactly.
Or just to not be official.
Right.
Yeah, that's definitely a big culture difference.
Which one would you guys prefer? Like a very short talking stage and like making it official after 3 dates, or like you talk for 2 months and
It's
you
a balance
still
game.
don't know, and then you still don't really know.
I think I'll still do 3 dates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think at my like in my life stage right now, I would also choose 3 dates.
I would too.
You
I don't
would.
have time to waste. Like,
That's
come
true. It's a little bit of waste of
Yeah.
time. I think 2 parties know like if they really want to continue this or not, and if one side isn't sure, then it becomes like a kind of like a dragging on stage.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really big on the chase here, and then once the chase is over, it's like they become a whole new person.
Yeah, the effort definitely goes down because I think I've also experienced that here. Like I think after a month is like when they start changing.
It's heavy on like love bombing,
Yeah.
but obviously that's not long term.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, like, I just have kind of trust issues with guys here. And I remember telling my mom one day on the phone, being like, Oma, like, for as long as I'm in Korea you don't have to worry about me in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because I just knew, like, okay, this is not really my kind of dating. But it's funny because, you know, you watch Korean dramas.
Yeah.
And so it makes you think that Korean guys are like that.
Very romantic and like gives you flowers out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, some guys do, but most of the guys that I dated in my late 20s, it's like they don't really think it's a big issue, and they don't really do that to their girlfriends unless it's like a special day.
I always thought Korean guys were still in general more romantic than American
Really?
guys.
But you know, this might be a different perspective because we're from America.
That's why they have those apps for couples. Like
What
you
is it?
download the same app, and then it's like your own like messenger app.
Ooh,
Yeah.
have you used it before?
I've never used it with
Oh, okay.
anybody, but I've seen like even my coworkers, like sometimes they use it with their significant other, and I don't know, it just feels like different, you know?
Wait, what is the purpose of that?
There's an app called Between, and it's like just between like you and your partner, so you can like post pictures on it, like just for you two, and then you can communicate through it. So it's kind of like collecting your memories together, but
Interesting.
which is very efficient in a way if you think about it. What's next?
Let's talk about our 이상형.
Ooh.
our ideal types.
All right, so there's physical and personality. So
Yeah.
let's start
Okay.
with
I
the
broke it.
Physical?
I think one thing that just never changes is height. I know that sounds so like basic, but
It's
It's not
important.
basic.
It's important.
I would prefer someone who's around 180, so like 5'11", 6. They need to be at least like 175.
something about height.
Yeah.
It's like it's more than just the height. It's
It
like
is.
you
Like,
feel
it's just-
protected
yeah.
and you want to feel protected by your
Yeah.
partner,
Yeah.
right? Like
I also like guys who have like broad shoulders. Yeah. So they don't have to be super muscular or like, you know, like those super fit guys, but I also don't want like a scrawny guy. So just like an average, like
Fit.
in between fit guy.
how about you give us like a 배우 or an idol that we can kind of like this
Put a
is
picture
Sunny's
too.
type.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chaonu?
two very, I mean, yeah, Chanu is like everyone's type though. So,
He's not my type.
oh really? I love-
Actually,
Man,
yeah,
I
me too,
love
me
him.
too.
What?
like,
What?
I would obviously date him if he asked me, but it's like, isn't my type? Like, pretty boy?
Oh my god. Do you guys know One Kid? He's the keyboard.
Okay.
And
Just like,
And then
look
my
at him real quick.
opposite is I really like sharp looking guys. 좀 약간 날라리.
Ooh, you like the 양아치 looking. Yeah.
I also like Young K.
Mm.
He's also in D6. They're like on polar opposites. Like he's
Okay.
very soft looking. Young K is kind of more like sharp,
Yeah.
like 여우상.
I see, I see.
So
Ah.
face, I don't know. 그냥
So face is just like handsome.
그냥 내 마음에 들어야 돼.
You just have to be good looking.
Yeah, good looking.
You just have to be good looking.
You gotta be
to her.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First thing I look is if you're fit. Like, I feel like you can be scrawny, but let's say that scrawny person likes to run every day and has like a
okay.
fit lifestyle, then I'm okay with that. Height-wise, taller the better, obviously, but I think most people can really outshine through their personality. So, like, everything just has to like
Yeah.
be in harmony for me to be interested and like fall in for you.
I know you're not lying about that because I know all of your exes.
Right,
and
right.
Seriously, all different.
Yeah.
In terms of looks.
Yeah, just like one thing would be like if they're into working out and healthy lifestyle and like doesn't really have a belly. Like that's one thing I don't like. Like
Okay,
no
okay.
that bod.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
I'm not there yet.
I think the best way I can explain my type is
Just looking at Chris. we could crop this out.
Yeah.
oh, we crop out here. I think my type is just like 강아지. I really like dog looking guys. But like on the sharper end,
Okay.
to put like a face to it, kind of like 현빈
Oh, I love Hyunmin.
아니면 박서준.
Oh.
It's like they're
okay.
sharp, but they don't look mean. They're still
Like a
kind of like a
softer.
dog looking face, but they have like that like sharp feature. Obviously tall.
Yeah.
A big trait I look for is a nice smile.
Right.
That's something about a nice smile in anyone, but especially
Yeah.
in a guy, it's so attractive.
If they just know how to be like confidently smiling and has nice teeth,
Yeah.
then I
Oh yeah, nice.
I think that's a plus.
teeth.
That's a plus.
a big one.
Yeah,
Too.
I mean, I also got Invisalign like as an adult, so there's chance that you can fix. You know, it's not something you're born. I mean, you are born with it, but you can always change it. So
All right, what about personality?
honestly, what I realized is like I don't like nice guys. Like I want. Like obviously they have to be nice to a certain point, but nice guys that tend to like
Finish last.
that too. And they tend to be nice to everyone around them. So they don't have a good balance. Like I want them to be stern and like know what they want.
Yeah.
So I want them to be kind of selfish for themselves almost.
Do you
And,
like
like,
quiet
fun.
guys or loud guys?
Honestly, I wouldn't mind either. So like they can be loud or quiet, but they just have to be fun to be with.
Oh,
We just need to like laugh with them and we have to be able to joke around.
so humor is big for you.
Yes. Just it's all about the conversation, basically.
Yeah. Like when you have chemistry, like
Yeah.
you'll just feel it. Definitely need someone who's more extroverted because I'm very introverted. So I need someone who can kind of balance that out and get me to be more outgoing. I cannot deal with avoidant personalities. So that's a huge that's like one of my red flags. because I dealt with an avoidant.
Yeah, I think we all have like maybe just a little bit.
Someone who doesn't just go away from the problem.
So someone
Exactly.
who's just very communicative.
yeah, like good communicator. And,
Yeah, is humor big for you?
humor? I feel like anyone's gonna be funnier than me. So.
Okay, for me, I always say this term, but I always say not nice but kind.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is I feel like anyone can be nice. And nice is a very like short term, something that you can just do real quick to show that you're nice.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to being kind, it's like genuinely the person that you are. Like whatever situation you're in, like you're very calm, very collected. I just like the gentle one.
Yeah.
Because I feel like and I'm sure we all can agree, coming from like Asian parents, Korean dads, like I don't know, I've been so surrounded by male figures in my life that are kind of quick to anger. And I think growing up I just knew that that is something that I don't want in a relationship because I get very triggered. Humor is really big for me too. I think if I can't have that like banter with you, like it's just not gonna not too serious, but definitely very intentional. Let's talk about love languages.
Love language.
Yeah. So there are how many? There's quality time.
What am I?
Yeah, there's 5. Quality time,
Words of affirmation. Physical touch.
Physical touch,
Yeah.
gifts, and acts of service.
Yeah, acts of service.
So I always say there's one that you like to receive and there's one that you give. It could be the same as well. So what do you think your love language is when it comes to giving?
I think quality time. Like I go out of my way to plan something with my date. And you know, I suggest a lot of ideas of what we can do and like when we can go. Like I do take a lot of my time out of my day to devote to them. I think that's what I show them love by. I notice when I am dating, I tend to like kind of drift away into the dating scene a little bit too much, or maybe I just haven't found that balance yet. But then I do end relationships like after 6 months. So
You guys, something about the 6-month mark too, Hannah.
oh yeah, I do have a 6 month mark. I don't know why.
This trend going on where after 6 months,
It's like something clicks in me, and I'm like, bye bye, you know.
So the last longer than 6 months, that's something really special.
That is, yeah.
The next one.
Yeah.
The next one is endgame.
Yes. I think mine's a combination. So I also think quality time is one, but I also like giving gifts or like planning.
I noticed that.
Things. So I love planning like surprise parties or like for their birthday, doing something special for them. So yeah. Those two for sure. Even when I was working 6 days, I still made time for like dates.
Yeah.
So
I think for me, quality time is definitely one of them. But also, I would say acts of service for me. I think my motherly instincts come out when I like a guy. And I know this because I just want to 챙겨줘 them.
yeah.
So I notice that they like a certain food. Like I want to like make more of that for them. Or quality time is so important that even if I know I'm not going to get my proper sleep for a big day the next day, like I know that, but to me in the moment, this time with this person is so special. I'm not gonna cut that short. I am willing to sacrifice my sleep for this quality time. What about accepting?
Receiving?
Yeah.
I think acts of service for sure.
Yes.
They do something that, let's say, they're not a huge fan of, or I don't know, like I like dancing. So let's say they wanted to come to a dance class with me or something. Like that would be a huge like 감동. It's not something that they necessarily enjoy a ton, but they know it would make me happy if like they came with me. So that I think shows a lot about how caring they are as a person.
Mine is gift receiving.
It's deeper than the gift, right?
Yeah, definitely
So
deeper
I
than
want
the
you to
gift.
explain that because the reason why I question
Why?
you is because I feel like anytime I talk about this love language thing with friends, no one ever says gift.
Gifts, right? Gifts. It really shows what the person thought, like the thought that they put in when they brought something for you, let's say even if it's not your birthday, like it's some random day, like they just bring something for you, like that gift itself, it's just, you can see it. You know what I mean? It's just physical item that you can see that they got for you.
It like reminds you of them every time you like see it or use it.
Exactly.
I forgot who told me this, but acts of service covers all of the languages. For example, acts of service applies to gift giving because they went out of their way to think of you to get this for you. I think even words of affirmation is an act of service because they literally have to set their ego down to really affirm you like that. Quality time, like they go out of their way to block out that time with you intentionally. And I feel like that's why acts of service is so big.
It's so much bigger,
What about like age, you guys?
Oh,
like,
Okay, I've dated all three. Younger, same age, and older.
Younger? How much younger?
He was 5 years younger.
Oh, snap.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wait, only 몇 살 younger?
I was 27.
So
he
he was
22.
Oh, she a cougar. What do you prefer?
I do prefer older, but they can't be more than like 5-6 years older. I
Why?
think. If there's too big of an age gap, there's sort of like a kind of like a power balance. But since they are much older, it just comes out.
Yeah. I have not dated anyone younger. I've dated people like same age as me, older. The oldest I've dated was 8 years older.
Really?
Yeah, 8 years older.
8 years older?
Yeah, and I'll never do it again. There is a generation difference.
Yeah.
When we listen to songs together in the car.
Music's a big one.
Oh my god, they be listening to like 80s.
Where are you listening?
You're listening to like Sabrina Carpenter while they're listening to like what, the Beatles or something?
I don't know, yeah, something like that. And I think the best age for me to date is one or two older. Yeah. I still want them to be a little bit older so that they have a little bit more experience in life that they can kind of give me advice on. But I want them to be like a friend to me, so I want us to grow together.
I feel like for me it was always older. Maybe it's also the fact that I had an older brother growing up. I just always connected being older with like more maturity and like someone that can take care of me. But as we all know,
Mr. Chris comes around.
Yeah, I never ever thought I would even like talk or go on a date with a guy that's younger. But I guess this kind of really taught me too, like you can't really just like box it. I feel like being 23, I'm in this era of my life where I can really start dating both ends.
Yeah.
I'm like post-grad, so there are guys younger than me that are also out of college, but then there's also that other end of being older. I feel like life stage is the most important thing. Yeah, like my boyfriend right now, he's younger, but he's not in college, so I feel like that's what still, you know,
That keeps it going.
I think
that's
me
what
too.
makes it work.
Yeah, I think I could date someone younger now, but yeah, it's really about the life stage.
It is, but let's talk about some red flags / non-negotiables.
I think the most important part of the relationship is it's not just gonna be good all the time. Problem solving is, I think, even more important.
Problem solving
fighting
skills.
well is like a really good
That's so
quality to
good.
have.
Yeah. Fighting well. I heard that from my pastor before.
Like-
You better fight well.
Yeah, like even if you fight a lot, it's okay as long as you guys can talk it out and you guys know how to talk to each other about it.
My non-negotiable is if they're not Christian, then I can't date them. Yeah. That's like one thing I look for in guys, which is even harder to find now because
It really does minimize the pool. It's when they don't really have friends.
Oh.
I feel like when they don't have friends, slowly into the relationship, the burden of whatever they're going through lays on you.
Yeah.
And when both me and him needs advice, you know, I'm going to my girls. I would love for him to go to his brothers.
right.
And not it being just like one of us going
Yeah.
for advice. So having friends around you, good friends around you is so important. People outside the relationship can see everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And it can kind of like show you things that you didn't even realize.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mama boys.
Oh my
Mama
god,
boys.
yes.
Mama boy.
There's a difference between I love my mom, and there's and then the guys that are like, I'm gonna do what my mom tells me to do.
Yeah.
Oh, just imagine your life when you get married. Oh, the C world. They call it the C world. Yeah. You know, like shidek. Shidek is
Yes.
like the what's it called?
The in-laws?
The in-laws.
Yeah.
It's like called shidek, and then it's like the C world because
Yes.
that world is like, you know, most of the times it's pretty toxic and like the mom is always the problem and
Yeah. So just to like bring it back together,
okay.
are you guys in a place where kind of hoping to, you know, meet the one now, or are you kind of like, I think I still want to kind of meet different people, see what I like, see what I don't like? Where do you guys stand on dating right
The
now?
one.
Yeah, me too. I don't got time to just look at these types of people. When I was going on all those dates a couple months ago, I was like, okay, this is really tiring. I just want to find my person and settle down.
I think I have enough like dating experience and database of dates in general
Yeah.
that I have enough experience to judge if I will really like see a future with someone when I meet someone new.
To be more specific, what do you think is like that thing in a guy where you're like, okay, this is like a good one?
A good one?
Yeah. I know there can be a lot, but from your experiences, clearly something was lacking. What do you think that is?
Bettering each other. That I think actually, yeah, that's my number one. Yeah. So I need a guy who's also really ambitious, has goals that he's actually working towards, and I think I need to see that because then that will motivate me, and then hopefully what I do also motivates him. So I think we need that kind of like synergy. What about you?
I think it's what I said before. It's the kindness. It's like you're not just doing it because you like me. You're not just doing it because you want to impress me, but you're doing it because that's genuinely the person that you are. And I think I can detect that when I see how others feel around them, not just me.
Yeah.
And how he treats others.
Yeah.
Man, we can just yap about guys.
Yes.
For
we can,
hours.
we
Dating
can.
goes on for hours and hours.
Dating, we need to go
There's
into like
just, like,
subtopics.
chapters.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I swear we're always like, oh, why are they like that? I hate them. But
Yeah.
then you know we want them.
Yeah, we do.
Guess this wraps up our first episode of Kimbap Girl.
Yeah.
Any last words?
I feel like this was a good first
Yeah.
episode, just introducing
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah,
and
how are we
also
feeling?
Just talking about, you
I
know,
feel so comfortable.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was like,
grew-
what do I
yeah.
talk about?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
It kind of feels just like it feels like nothing's turned on. Like
Yeah.
we're just having our regular catch-up sessions. Yeah.
Our coffee chat.
Girls can really talk about the same things over and over again, and we will never get tired of it. So hopefully you guys are in for the ride, and we will catch you guys in the next one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.